Hello, hello Pisces. Welcome to your July 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Pisces. And I do have some exciting news about a second channel that I have on YouTube now, so I'll share about that at the end. But while I am pulling these oracle cards, go ahead and focus on an intention for this reading or what you would like to learn from it. If there's any information that's necessary for you, just set the intention that it's going to come forward. Take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. Focus on the soles of your feet. Just get present. Okay. The empowering question for you this month: who or what defines the contents of my life? Going back to basics, really focusing on really what's around you. And I think that being present and focusing on appreciation and gratitude are going to be really great tools for you this month, but we'll see how the rest of the reading goes and what shows up. Oh, sorry, I just knocked that. So we'll see, but this is about kind of looking at what's around you currently, and there's probably going to be some tweaks or some adjustments that you want to make, but we will see. The second thing we have is love. Love is the base essence of our being, devoid of all pride and fear. Okay, so taking risks and love are best pals. So if you are focusing on manifesting a relationship, manifesting a soulmate, a partner, I need to drink some water. Give me 1 second. If this is what you're trying to manifest, then you want to make sure that you're allowing yourself to take certain risks in terms of communication, in terms of setting boundaries, in terms of asking for what you want. It really is about the risk piece with this. So remember, devoid of all pride and fear. That means that you have to challenge the fears that come up if this is what you're after. Okay, and the word of the month for you is story. Weave a fable, share your heroic journey, tell yourself a conscious, loving tale. Watch internal dialogue, watch what you tell yourself this month, because that's going to be a big part of the way that things unfold. Is what tone are you using with yourself? Okay, the central energy for Pisces this month is the Queen of Chalices. This is you. This being Cancer season, I have to tell you, in shifting into that, this is one of the times when your intuition is going to be amplified. I'm already getting that for water signs this month. Your intuition is on point. You're probably going to have more of an emotional time than other signs, and if you have a lot of strong Pisces placements, then this is going to manifest in terms of how you process your emotions. What are you doing with this energy? Remember, there is a light side of the Queen of Chalices and a dark side. There's ways that you can not manifest your emotions, but channel your emotions so that they are productive and beneficial, and there are ways that they can be destructive. So this is not a one-dimensional card. This is centrally your process and growth period, but we'll see what else shows up here. So this is what's in your highest good to release. Page of Wands. I am going to clarify this. I think this is a part of you. Four of Cups. Major resistance here. It could be stubbornness. It could be, I don't find a lot of Pisces are terribly stubborn. But when it comes to, there's definitely an element of expectation that's shining through with this. And there's also What you're having delivered or what you're open to receiving is going to push this either way. But there's definitely, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and talk at the same time. Watch what you're shutting out and watch your emotional process. If you're shutting something out because you're angry or there was a minor rupture in something, then you might want to take a step back before you make any final decisions, because the Page of Wands is really bad at harnessing the emotions and just kind of letting things go as they need to, because you can see this is a really fiery card. This is really aggressive. And so with that, it looks like you might say no to things just out of spite, just out of emotions. And so that reactivity, now it's all coming together, thank God. That reactivity where you're shutting something out purely because you are upset temporarily, you want to watch yourself with that. Focus on the consistencies in your life more than the anomalies, and that's going to give you a better clue as to what actions and decisions are appropriate for you at this point in time. What's in your highest good to manifest? We have the gift. What do you want? This is more of a question for you, is really, what is it that you're after? What do you want in this lifetime? Dream big, think macro, think all of the things that you could possibly want, and start, putting in the requests. Send it in, place your order. That's what you're going to be doing this month. So this doesn't actually look like there's a specific thing that you need to manifest. This is going to be more about you manifesting whatever it is that you feel you need. So it's time for you to focus in on how you feel and what you'd like to cultivate, and then ask for that. There's not one need that should be filled this month. It's more at your discretion. The external environment and influences for the month, you have the Ace of Wands. This is, this is really beginning to look like a relationship of some sort. Let me see. I'm curious. I think that this might be a person. Okay, so this is technically the Seven of Cups. I think that after a lot of decision making and a lot of time spent pondering all the options, there's finally one thing that really comes to the surface and makes itself known. So this isn't just going to be a person. For some of you, this is going to be an idea. This is going to be inspiration. For some of you, maybe you've been dating different people and finally somebody really comes through, or there's finally a course of action that you feel aligned with. Whatever the case may be, however the Seven of Cups has shown up for you, this is the right time that you're going to see a lot of clarity in the direction that you're going with it. Okay. And this is your emotional process, what's going on with you internally. Queen of Wands, you're going to be way more fiery. But what I will say is you want to watch out for being explosive. You want to watch out for approaching really intense conversations if you're feeling particularly emotional. You just take a step back. You just want to add a few seconds to your reaction time rather than diving in exclusively with emotion, because that is going to throw a wrench into things. If you can take a step back, it's going to make this a lot easier. I think it's only because this is such an emotional time. Hold off on making decisions. Really be mindful of your actions and the doors that you close. I would not recommend making any final decisions about anything this month. The only exception would be if something has been progressively, or if something's been continually getting worse, or if something hasn't changed and it's been months and months, that's different. But I'm saying if there's one incident this month that comes up and it stirs some emotions, just give yourself a couple days, let yourself relax first and kind of feel into your body, stay grounded, and see, are you operating from a place of fear and scarcity, or is this something that you really do want to shut out forever? Because both of these are telling me that it's going to be an extra fiery month for you if this gets a little bit too out of hand. So just be mindful of that. Honor the feelings. They're going to come up, so you don't need to push them out. You don't need to set them aside. It's just, don't let them sit in the driver's seat. Okay. Now, in the timeline, as you all know, we have the first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter. So where you start off the month of July, Ace of Candles. This is the same card as this. I think that the beginning of July is going to give you a lot of solid answers and information. I think that you're going to have a lot of clarity about whatever you've been pondering or trying to decide. That's what is coming here from the Seven of Cups. So there's really a rise in information and clarity. So there's this just looks like the most information is presented at the beginning of July. And then the second quarter, we have the Fool, where you're getting started. You're diving in head first. You're making things happen. This looks like not a complete fresh start. I think that this appears to be more along the lines of getting started on something, and it's because of the Ace of Candles, the Ace of Wands right here. This is the same thing. It makes an appearance in the first quarter, and then you actually act on it during the second quarter, the second week of July. So that is what's showing up here. And maybe that's why this is showing up as a relationship, or a connection, or a project, whatever this is for you, whatever you've been contemplating for a long time, you finally have a course of action that you begin second quarter. Okay, third quarter, Seven of Candles, Seven of Rods. I think that you feel confident with your decisions. The only exception would be if you're acting out of fear, if you're completely misaligned, if you don't feel grounded and present in your decisions. It's going to be a lot harder to get here, so make sure that you're leading with that first. And check in with yourself as you go. And where you wrap up the month, we have the Lovers. Man, okay. I don't know what... This is interesting. I would love to hear in the comment section for you what this is for you. How is this manifesting for you? Because I'm curious. It starts at the beginning, and I know that if you've watched a lot of tarot videos, or if you know, this is a highly sexual and romantic card. So that's why I'm curious. Is this a person? Is this a relationship? Because you wrap up with the Lovers. So, and it looks new. I don't think that this isn't an old relationship that you've been on and off with for a long time. This is going to be something that is relatively fresh, even if it's been sitting in limbo for a while. It could easily start in July. So don't act with fear. Lead with your heart as much as you can, but watch for when those emotions want to run amok. Remember, they have a seat at the table, but they're not in the driver's seat. That's how it is for the majority of the parts of ourselves, but we want our higher self in the driver's seat as often as possible. Okay, anyway, moving on. You're wrapping up with the Lovers, and this is showing that there's an abundance of connection, love. You have all the love cards coming up here, the Lovers and love. So And tell yourself a conscious, loving tale. That is also one of the phrases on here too. So this is an exciting month. You want to go into it consciously as much as you can, and watch yourself when it comes to numbing. Particularly, that's another intuitive hit that I'm being called to tell you. Watch yourself for numbing. Like, what is your, substance of choice? Is it Netflix and ice cream? Is it, having too many glasses of wine? Is it, remember that Pisces or, Neptune and Pisces are one and the same. So that energy of being aloof and kind of drifting off into outer space, and that going unconscious energy is really easy for Pisces to fall into. So just be mindful of it. Watch yourself. If you're going to do something unconscious, be intentional with it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that is what I would recommend. Like, really set the intention of where your energy is going. Are you using this time and space to recharge your batteries? Are you using this time and space because you're procrastinating? Just go into it consciously. Now, 3-card pick. You guys know the drill. You can pick as many or as few cards as you'd like. Just tune in to whatever you're feeling today. Card number 1, we have masculine. How is divine masculinity a part of your life? Now, try not to think about people. Think more about how this shows up within yourself. So how do you feel you have divine masculine traits? Are you a good pursuer? Are you good at getting things done and making things happen? Are you a good protector? Are you really good at providing for your family? What is it about the divine masculine that you love about yourself? We all have qualities of divine masculine and feminine, but this is referring to the archetype of the masculine. And then also looking and seeing, are there traumas around the masculine that are showing up for you? Because that's something that happens from time to time. So just acknowledge all of this and really give yourself some compassion. Card number 2, we have crown chakra. Own your thoughts. So the big thing with the crown chakra, and I find this to be one of the most important things when it comes to intuition, if somebody tells you that there is one way to think or one truth or one thing that's right, then make sure that you are coming at it with healthy skepticism and you're really owning it for yourself. I see this all the time, especially when it comes to doctors. There's a reason why people recommend getting second opinions, is because when someone's in a position of authority, it can actually blind your crown chakra and prevent you from thinking for yourself. So make sure that you're giving this extra attention and just being cautious and mindful of what you're receiving as your truth, and just make sure, again, you're checking in with yourself rather than just following blindly or letting someone else steer your thoughts for you. Just check in and see how you feel about the situation and whether or not it's your truth. Card number 3, storytelling. How funny you have stories show up twice. So what are you telling yourself? What are you telling? This is very much referring to self-talk. Be careful with that this month, especially if you find yourself stuck in a rabbit hole of despair or being really emotional in a way where you're beating yourself up or feeling really down, like nothing's ever going to change. Those types of things are actually a story that you're telling yourself. And all I'm encouraging you to do is tack on to the end of whatever story you're telling yourself if you're having a hard time is, this was the darkest before the dawn. This was the hardship just before things got better. Like, make sure that you're looking at things as they're improving and growing and developing. This is not the end of your story. This is not the end of time for you. This is not the way that things will be forever. This is one chapter in a very long life. So remember that. And that is all that I have for you today, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have a lovely July and happy eclipse season. If you're looking to work with me one-on-one, don't forget that all of the links are in the description box, or you can go to onyxhealing.com and check all of that out. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're interested in the new YouTube channel, I am going to link that in the description box below as well. And I will also be sharing it in one of the bubbles or boxes somewhere up here. And that is going to be a space where I'm hoping to give you all more resources and information on dealing with being highly intuitive, highly sensitive, psychic, whatever you want to call it, and really how you can support yourself, support your intuition, and all of the experiences that go along with it. So check it out on there. And I don't have much there right now. I'm getting the ball rolling with it, but I hope that you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you on that page as well. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, and have a great July, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.